Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Hey, here we are, mid-summer. It's the last week in July if you're listening to this in real time. And I just realized that there's like 2 weeks before my kids start school again, which is a little crazy. When you go to the store and you're in your flip-flops, just getting back from the pool, and there's school supplies. I'm not quite ready for it, but here it comes. And I want to make sure that you, my friend, are ready for it. I'm offering something very special this fall. There are only 11 spots, and it is for parents of seniors. The senior year is something special, and I have my third senior this fall. We've got college applications, we've got mission papers, we've got ACT, SAT, admissions, senior banquets. What are we going to do after the senior year? Are they going to graduate? Are they going to marry their high school sweetheart? There are so many different elements that are specific to the senior year. And I want to be there for you. And this is my third run. I have supported lots of parents and lots of seniors through this year, and I don't want you to have to do it alone. I am offering special pricing until September 1st. It's 3 payments of $330, so less than $1,000, and you will have intimate group coaching for the entirety of the academic school year. We're going to meet 2 or 3 times a month from September until May, because we want to get your child and yourself in such a wonderful spot that you're not going to wonder if they're going to want to come home for the holidays. You know they will want to come home for the holidays, and you will want them to come home for the holidays. Yes, this is possible. It doesn't matter where you are at. In this 9 to 10 month window, I am fully confident that we can whip you into shape in your home, in your relationships. So far, I have not yet met a combination that I could not help. So bring it, and we will get you there. I'm not scared. You don't need to be either. If you want details, there's 2 places, only 2 places that you can find how to join this very exclusive group. One is in the show notes. I will put a direct link. The first 11 people to snatch it up get the spot. Number 2 is in my email list. This is the very best place to not miss anything. Where I'm speaking, my books that are dropping, all my new offers on how to work with me, and also how you can get help, because all you have to do is hit reply and it comes to me and we can chat. You join my email list at heatherfrazier.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page, put in your first name, your email, boom, we're pen pals, and you are going to know how to join this senior group. Now, yes, you do have to have a senior. So somebody that is slated to graduate in 2026, next spring. Hopefully this is a group that I'll offer more than once, but no promises. So if you've got a senior, this is your time. Let's get you exactly where you want to be. Now, today, we're going to talk about how parents fail ahead of time. And this pairs perfectly with their senior year, because a lot of parents will say it is too late. And this is one of the ways we're going to address how parents fail ahead of time. There are a lot of ways that I see parents fail ahead of time. Why bother? What's the point? Believing that the relationship can't improve, or that nothing is going to change, that the situation can't improve, by avoiding hard conversations because we tell ourselves they won't listen anyway, so we don't talk about uncomfortable things, whether that's sex, substances, phone use, college, educational stuff, it kind of doesn't matter if we don't talk about these things with our kids and have really uncomfortable conversations. Did you know that just because a conversation is uncomfortable doesn't mean it shouldn't be had? We have to look a little closer to see if it should or should not be had. And oftentimes it's just riddled with fear of disconnecting or disengaging, of being hurt, of being misunderstood. There's a lot of fear around this idea of why bother, and a lot of hopelessness. Oftentimes, when I'm meeting with parents, I ask them what they want most, and they will say hope, or what they're feeling most, and they will say hopelessness. When we believe these things, it presents in how we approach or lack approaching our kids. It can sound like, oh, well, she's leaving in a year, less than a year before they move out. What's the point? He's not going to change no matter what I do. I've tried everything. This isn't failing as a parent. This is self-protection against trying your best and not getting what you want or getting hurt. But it costs us connection with our teens. And what this reveals, and this is very important, what this reveals is that a large part of our brain as a parent, if you have thought or said these things, our success or our value is in some way tied to our child's behavior. And that is why we fear failure, because then it means that we haven't done a good job, that we exerted all this effort for nothing, and that feels really scary. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know if you are struggling to make sense of your teens' behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. So why does failing ahead of time happen? For various reasons, but it kind of boils down to one main thing: emotional burnout from years of tension, trying everything, not seeing results, and primarily basing our value and job well done as a parent off of our teens instead of off of our efforts and our connection and how we choose to love our child. And this can sound like guilt and regret over past mistakes. Things like, if I had done it right earlier, we wouldn't be here. If I had just said this or not done this. Fear of rejection and being shut out of our teenager's life will also cause us to fail ahead. If we see something on their phone and we know we need to have a conversation about it, but we fear them blowing up, if we fear repercussions of that, and so we just don't say anything, we are disengaging from our child and not opening up a connection to have conversations about topics that, yes, can be uncomfortable, but also very connecting. I want you to think about things in life where the stakes are high, but so are the rewards. If you are a thrill seeker, going down a slide at your little kid's local park versus bungee jumping are going to be two very different thrill experiences. Now, one requires a lot more effort and a lot more fear, but gives you a bigger thrill. It is the same with, let's say, taking financial risks, investing $10 in the stock market versus opening up a business or investing in someone's business idea. Bigger risk, bigger reward. It is the same thing with connecting with our child. The bigger risk is to have conversations, to say things with love and compassion, to see things from their perspective. Very uncomfortable, but very rewarding. And then we have societal pressure where our family and our teenagers launch or high school career or junior high, it should look like other people. It should be perfectly prepared and packaged. They graduate, get some letters on their jackets or valedictorian or just graduate. And then they need to go to college. And what kind of college are they going to go to? They need to serve a mission. They need to do X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, everybody's going to be raising their eyebrows and whispering behind your back. And that can feel very stressful, the social stress. And so it's better just to say, oh, I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it, or who knows. And then we have trauma from how our child has already been acting. Whether that's substance use, rebellion, apathy, mental illness playing out. And because we are very ego-driven people, again, we make this mean something about us. Well, it's my family. Depression runs in my family, or addiction runs in my family. It's my fault, and this is a problem. I want to tell you about a client, and she loved her kids. But essentially, she would get steamrolled by them. She was the doormat, and they would just walk all over her, and she would resent them and resent herself and want things to be different. But she also felt like she couldn't speak up. She felt like it was just too late and that this is the way that it was. And sometimes even her husband would participate in this type of behavior, essentially showing the children that it was okay to treat mom like this. And as we worked together in finding her confidence and seeing how the way she's being treated is not because of who she is, but because of the choices that her family is making to treat her how they want to, she was able to unfreeze, to recognize the fear and the discomfort, and to set boundaries, to speak up, to advocate, and a complete turnaround. And she couldn't do this to their face. She would give them letters because oftentimes her kids would just blow her off if she started to even breach a subject. And so she would write letters and have conversation starters in that way. And now she can talk to them face to face about all of these hard conversations. But this is a process that every parent is possible. That is possible for every parent. And so we want to shift our mentality from outcome of how they will look, essentially an external motivator of they're going to like me, they're going to approve of what I say, they're going to engage in the conversation. These are things we cannot control, to those of intention. Who do I want to be? What is important to me? What do I want to know that my child has at least heard? If they embrace it or not, that's up to them. Because our job is not to control how they launch or how they behave. It is to show up with love and integrity with who we want to be as a parent, and our child will take from that whatever they will. And then we want to reconnect in small, non-threatening ways, like letters, like notes. No is a complete sentence. So when somebody is steamrolling us, like what was going on with this mom, we can say, no, you don't get to talk to me like that. We don't have to say anything else. We can set boundaries with a simple no, and we can set boundaries with a simple statement. So, for example, if you have believed that it's too little, too late, nothing is going to make a difference, their trajectory is set, we can tell our brain, no, that's a complete sentence. And we can tell our child, I love you. and you're too important to me to continue this pattern that we have. And that's all you have to say. And then do something different. Again, notes, texts, compassionate, tiny little micro interactions, asking non-parenting questions, letting them feel affronted when we ask how their day was and they act all annoyed, inviting them into adult-like conversations, letting them teach us something, letting them shift our perspective in ways that are valid. All of these tiny little things can cause us to reconnect with them. And then we also want to parent for the long haul, not just for the next 9 months of school. Those 9 months are important, but we want to look a year down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 50 years down the road. Because what we model now, how we own our part in the relationship, how we love, how we choose to offer faith and regulation, that is what they bring into their adulthood. I promise you, every single child wants a good relationship with their parent. This is why children go back again and again and again to parents who treat them like trash. Because we want good relationships with our parents. And so to be able to foster that and to not fail ahead of time because of fear, to not say the things, this is what they will remember. And this is what they will cling onto when we mess up, which we will. We do not want to lack trying because we fear failing, because we are going to fail. Not every time, but we are going to mess up and get things wrong. And that's not the issue. The issue is thinking that it's too late, that nothing will change, because then we do nothing. And that for sure signifies failure. We do not want to send the message to our children that they are insignificant or unimportant to us. Our kids, I have talked to so many teenagers, and they want their parent to ask the questions that make them prickle. They want you to know what's going on in their romantic life. They want you to know what is going on in their friendships, but they will act like they don't because they are scared that you won't love them anymore. And so by saying non-threatening things to your child, like, I'm going to love you no matter what, you could never say or do anything that would diminish my love for you. We cannot let our kids assume these things. And it is so much easier to live by and be able to articulate this to our child when we do not believe that the future is doomed, that it's already too late, because we are failing ahead of time. And when we set that example, that is also what we are teaching to our child, which means it is more likely that they will fail in the ways that they want to succeed. It's not a pattern that we want to pass on to our children. If you have a senior this year, I strongly suggest you look into my senior parenting group. Again, it's 3 payments a month apart, $330. That's less than $1,000 for 10 months of coaching. You cannot find a better deal than that. Our group is going to be small and cozy and so helpful. You're going to form friendships and relationships that are going to strengthen you throughout not only this year, but years to come. I promise. I have done this group before and it is fantastic. I want you in there. Click on the link in my show notes. Join the group. If you don't have a senior this year, grab a call with me and we will go over how to do this step by step. You've got this. You're not alone. Take care and we'll talk to you next week.